We'll have 4 items to visit with you about this evening. The first of those is a recap of the Edmond Electric Luminance and Holiday Ice Rink activities at Mitch Park during the holiday season. This was the 4th season for this annual event. It kicked off on November the 20th, ran through January the 2nd. The estimated attendance this year was over 83,000 visitors, which was a 15% increase. Good increase. Luminance also launched their own website as well as their own social media platforms with Facebook and Instagram. Edmond Electric debuted 1 new display, which brought the total number of displays at the event to 36. And our goal is to add new displays each year to that event. Sponsorship sales were $21,000, and our goal again in that area is to add more private partners each year as well. Jessica Lyle is the community program manager for Edmond Electric, and she's the city's point person for this growing event. Throughout the year, she meets with an advisory committee of business leaders in the community to help with planning and coordination as well. This year, our staff focused on special events, including a Merry Marketplace feature, which included a pop-up shop event on the kickoff night that had 10 vendors, 5 food trucks, and some holiday guests as well. The Edmond Economic Development Authority estimated this event generated roughly $250,000 in local sales tax, with a total economic impact to our area of almost $7.7 million. The outdoor ice rink component of this is operated by Express Ice or Dmitri Logoutine. They also had another successful year. They had over 15,000 skaters. However, the total attendance was down this year for their 12th season because Oklahoma City reopened their ice rink that was closed the year before. But nonetheless, still a good attendance there and very, very positive and growing event. The second item is an update on our AMI or Advanced Metering Initiative, smart meters. Our people continue to work with their various vendors in accomplishing the interfaces that are needed for the software systems to move this project forward. These include the Landis & Gear Meter Data Collection Field Network, the SmartWorks Meter Data Management Platform. It's easy for me to say. Plus internal work orders, GIS, and billing systems. About 60 electric meters and 60 water registers have been installed to date in the test area to help facilitate this interface. The goal is to roll out the remaining 470 electric meters and 140 water registers in the test area by late March, so the full surface testing of the interface can begin, or be completed, I should say. And when that is completed, we want to start the system-wide rollout throughout the community, which will involve about 40,000 electric meters and 29,000 water registers. And this photo up here is a good one that Glenn gave, because when we talk about water registers and water meters, that tells you what is involved with it. And all of those have those components. So when you hear one, you see the top thing. When you hear the other one, you should think of the bottom thing. But kind of a good little idea of what we're talking about. During the conversion or citywide rollout, we also intend to replace about 7,000 of our water meters as well. The plan for the citywide rollout is to begin that sometime in May and hopefully complete that in about 18 months. Our electric system, our electric department and our water departments are sharing the cost of the smart meter program, and that total cost will be about $16 million. The third item is an update on our CityLink public transportation system. This is the 13th year for our public service, which includes 4 local routes, an express route to and from Oklahoma City, and an on-demand paratransit service, which is available within 3/4 of a mile from all of our fixed routes. All of the transit systems in the area, and I would guess most of those in the country, experienced significant ridership declines during the pandemic. Ours was more than 50%. Our pre-COVID numbers were around 211,000 riders a year. The good news is that CityLink has been at full service throughout most of the pandemic, and we're now starting to see ridership totals a return to pre-pandemic totals, especially in the paratransit service. We also added an additional EEDA van this year to enable us to serve more of the community. And for the first half of our current fiscal year, the ridership was almost 70,000 people, which is an increase of over 20% from what it was in 2020. As with most transportation systems nationwide, we are facing a shortage of CDL, commercial driver's license people, operators, due to the present employment situation. And we all know there are employment challenges throughout all of our facets of operation. So we did also receive some CARES Act funding for COVID-19. That provided about $2 million, and that has helped us with very valuable support capital, operating expenses, and other system expenses as well. And recently, we were also awarded an additional $635,000 in American Rescue Plan Act funding for the pandemic relief. So numbers starting to be encouraging again for CityLink as well. The fourth area is our sales and use taxes. These numbers continue to be very positive for both of these critical revenue sources. And the report here is dealing with the data, the collections that we received in the month of November. Sales tax collections were up 9.3% for the month, and now cumulatively for the year we're up over 8.3%. Use tax collections were up 28% for the month, and cumulatively 16.8% above last year. Our combined revenue collections are up about 10.3% for the year, and that's against an annual budget projection that we had a 3.25% increase for sales tax and a 10% increase for use tax. So if you look at those numbers, you can see obviously we're very blessed and doing very well financially.